Happy Monday to all DMV, Metropolitan DMV, America. Good afternoon. We are here. I took a break on the morning this morning. I got on the Terror Dome this morning instead. So, good afternoon to all. The Sports Zone is on air. Today is Monday, March the 27th. We are back after the weekend. I hope everybody had a blessed weekend, awesome weekend. I sure did. We are here, top of the work week. For those of us who have to go to work, we here, we live though, y'all. God is good. You know, I'm alive and well. For those of you who are also enjoying the blessings, I got some things I'm gonna talk about. Because I got some breaking news. I'm feeling break. It's literally breaking news. I just saw it break about 10 minutes ago. Because I already had it decided that I was going to address Luka and the Mavs because I was a real head scratcher there. But I think I'm going to have to start with this breaking news first, which is going to lead me into a propaganda used in sports part 2 situation. This breaking news that I'm referring to is Lamar Jackson revenge. If I'm pretty sure these are tweets, but he may have been talking to somebody directly. Let's see. Yeah. So Lamar is not using his lawyer to speak for him. He's not using his agent. It was rumored he don't even got an agent. You know what I mean? There's not anybody speaking for Lamar but Lamar. This is something very important to remember when I use the word propaganda. It's propaganda because it's third-party sources speaking on Lamar. Nobody from the Ravens, Ozzie Newsome has not came out and said a word. Coach Harbaugh has not came out and said a word. Nobody from Baltimore organization has came out and said a word. No quarterback coaches, nobody that trains with Lamar over the summer, anything like that, has said a word. It's all third-party media organizations that are speaking on Lamar. And there are certain messages that they are trying to send. Lamar does not want to respond to everything because everything is certainly not worth the response. In fact, I'll take it a step further. He's responding to nobody, guys. And when he spoke out the first time, he's not responding to anybody. He ain't responding to nobody. And what that tells me is that everybody is all propaganda. None of these things that we're reading about this situation with his contract and his situation of what teams are or are not interested, none of it's accurate. That's what this tells me. It can't be because I've never seen a guy go on his own personal platforms, say something, and it's totally different from what all the outlets are saying. Everybody that's supposed to be around this or involved, he's saying something totally different. All his information is right there on his social media. You don't have to jump through hoops. He's not going on some six-party media platform trying to make statements and hide under the rug or anything like that. He doesn't want to make it too big. He ain't going on Undisputed. He's not making no guest appearances on First Take. I ain't gonna be none of that. If you want to know what he said, you go on his platforms and you go check what he said. So, with that being said, he says, this is right? About 10-48 gets one. A letter to my fans. I want to thank you all for the love and support you consistently show towards me. All of you are amazing, and I appreciate y'all so much. This is a direct quote. I want you all to know not to believe everything you read about me. Let me personally answer your questions. In regards to my future plans, as of March the 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, which Ravens has been interested in meeting. And anyone and everyone that has met me or been around me know I love the game of football. My dream is to help a team. The Ravens play on Lamar this offseason. So the quote is over. That's what he said. That's on his Twitter. This is 28 minutes. Yeah, like 28 minutes fresh. This is almost like 35 half hour fresh. Real talk. This is brand spanking new, right? So dig this, guys. So what this means is that this means two things. The first one is Lamar has not signed that franchise tender. You know what I'm talking about? He hasn't signed it. He won't, and I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking he's non-exclusive, and I'm sure at this point it's inevitable he's leaving Baltimore. So I thought he signed it, you know what I mean, just so he could get out. But I thought about it, and it's still very smart for him not to sign it. It's very smart for him not to sign it. What goes on with this war between Lamar and the NFL, because like it feels like it's just the Ravens that's in on this guy, but that's BS. It's not. It's not just the Ravens in on this at all. This is in the NFL, bro. I have zero idea what bone to pick the NFL has with Lamar. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna tell you how to, but I don't get it. I don't see it. Normally, I know they're in game. With Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? What they did to Michael Vick. I know they're in game. They had an in game. I'm not going to use any ethnicities in this example, but let's just say America loves dogs. All right? If you're an American, you consider yourself an American, then you probably have seen the love and ingratiation of culture America has with dogs as pets. That was something that they wanted to. They didn't want the love America has for dogs to turn on them because it's dog fighting case. You know. So they threw him under the bus. They essentially sacrificed him for their better, for their own good, their own future. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. I want everybody in that process who was involved in that process, including Roger Goodell, to burn. Everybody. I don't have any sort of I don't get. Look, this is my platform, bro. It's Prosperity TV. I'm the CEO. I don't got the whole pull no punches for now person. Only thing that I do on here out of my own reconnaissance is try to refrain from using foul language. And that's for my own reconnaissance. I would like to be able to reach all listeners of all ages as possible. But I don't have to. So what I'm about to say, you may not like it. So go ahead and switch off. You may not like this. I care nothing about that dog fighting case. I care nothing about it. There's dogs fighting in the hood right now. Somebody city, West Coast, East Coast, down south, up north, don't matter. Somebody's fighting dogs in the hood right now. You know what I mean? Somebody is fighting dogs is actually a ring. They charged him with a ring. It's a conspiracy. Conspiracy charge. Fed time. He did fed time. You know what I mean? Somebody's doing that right now as we speak. Somebody was doing it last year. Somebody was doing it the 2-3 years he was locked up. They were still probably fighting right there in his city. They still fighting dogs. Do you think we care? Those who come from these environments, those of us who come from these environments, do you think we care? No. Don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. If they try to pin, but you want to know what's crazy on the flip side of that, though? If they wanted to pin some dog fighting conspiracy on Josh Allen from when he was a teenager, I'd say the same thing, dog. I don't care. I don't care. Isn't that right? You know what I mean? If they're going to sacrifice any grown man for something that he did before he got to the NFL, and the NFL was going to be the one to bring it to the forefront, not the police. If the city police in that city, if the state police in that state want to bring that to the forefront and bring justice, bro, that's what they get paid for. So you can't say nothing about that. Can't say nothing about that. The NFL, bro, that's out of line. It's out of line because it should have passed, man. There was no proof he was currently dogfighting at no point in time when he was in college or in the NFL. No point. They say that he gave money to individuals who were running dogfighting ring in his city. That's pretty much where the conspiracy came from. Man, them guys, bro, he breaking bread with everybody. It's BS. But my point being is that with that situation, they had an end game. There was a vision, as you can see. With the Deshaun situation, there was a vision. Deshaun pretty much won that war. He won that war. He's that great. They won that war, But that just goes to show you how propaganda works. Deshaun was a poster child for a role model as a black quarterback and like the perfect black quarterback. He was the poster child for that before he had his situation last season. He was the poster child for that. They tried to go to war on Deshaun, man, but it never really prevailed. All the women ended up settling out of court. It was a real messy situation. Although those of us who've had situations where you stirred up a woman or women with an S emotions so much where they're willing to do things like lie to authorities about stuff like that and just want to see you disgruntled or in trouble or try to get you to fold to some demands, you knew that there is plenty of business going on with that. The number of women that were involved in his case, I can't say everybody was on that type of time because there's so many. That's disrespectful. I say all 20, 30 of these women was on that type of time, but I really don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know anything. I don't talk to nobody. I didn't read no paperwork, none of that. You know what I mean? I just know that's a lot of people. So I'm assuming, right? But there wasn't no bad propaganda on Deshaun. Everybody loved Deshaun before that happened. Everybody. Our people, Deshaun's people, the media, the rest of America, the rest of the league, man. There wasn't really any ill will shown towards Deshaun or his play. See, Deshaun was never a Lamar. Deshaun never had to really. He had to prove he could play, but that's it. There weren't really stigmas that Deshaun was fighting other than he black and he's overrated, which is a generalization when it comes down to it. Much easier battle to fight than what Lamar got going on. Deshaun has shown he can play. He's had legendary moments in this sport before Lamar came in the picture. He's already shown that he can play. We'll see what he has going on this season coming up. They're going to replaster him again. They're going to replaster all that information. They're going to try and drag whatever they can drag on his name again this year as well. They're going to attack every single guy who has not been attacked already as a black quarterback. You know, and if the NFL loses this war with Lamar for publicity, they're going to attack another player at a different position, because there's a consistency going on here. There's a consistency going on here. Lamar has had to fight two specific stigmas, two of them. He's fighting the Cam Newton battle right now. He's fighting the Cam Newton battle right now. He's actually playing better than Cam. I think that's what's pissing people off. He's playing Cam. You know, because Cam was really struggling to throw the ball on a consistent basis. That was a real life thing. Critics were not all the way outbound by constantly pointing that out. Cam is built, for those of you guys who are casual fans and just read the news and watch a little bit of games, this is what is accurately going on with these two guys. Cam struggled to throw the ball well on a consistent basis because of how he's built and the way that he was coached. A quarterback coach never got with him early enough in his career and got him set up with a throwing style that is fluid for a guy who has such broad arms and very big biceps like him. He's the size of a linebacker trying to play and throw the football. So if you go and hand Aaron Donald the football and add a couple more inches to Aaron and have him drop back and throw the ball, some of those passes are going to look a little wayward. He's not having a typical quarterback kind of body. You want your quarterback to be lean, you want him to be stocky, so he can take some hits and be physical. But it's like basketball, bro. A guy with two bigger shoulders, why do you think LeBron struggles with shooting jump shots on a consistent basis, like dudes like that were in his class, like Carmelo, you know what I mean? Brandon Roy, you know, cats like Andre Iguodala, who are bigger guys, and they hit those mid-range and those three-point shots. Well, they're just not as big as LeBron. LeBron is probably the biggest. He has these biggest shoulders and the biggest arms for a forward. It's hard for him to get a nice release on that ball. His arms ain't made for flexibility. You know what I mean? Not made for flexibility. Cam, same situation. Shoulders, you got an upper torso that big. It's not necessarily made for you to be fluid and flexible. When you're throwing the football, that's exactly what you need. You need fluidness, flexibility. Power, accuracy, all of that comes after you figure out how to be fluid and flexible throwing the football. And this is coming from a guy who played Pop Warner. That's all I did. My career started and ended at Pop Warner, right? But my brother was a stock. We was a stock quarterback in that. That was my brother. I was tight end. I ain't catch the ball. All I did was block. I called one pass, and it was 4 touchdowns. We was on our 5th quarterback, and he was our first string wide receiver. He played quarterback. They inched all our quarterbacks. He threw it up in the air, and I took it down for a touchdown. That was the end. That's getting the end of my football career. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it goes. You can't figure out how to be accurate and how to have power and all that good stuff until you figure out how to be fluently throw the football, and flexibly throw the football. Cam can't do that. He can't do that but so much. Too big. See, Lamar is a little different. Lamar is like small. He's actually a little thin. To be honest with you, for a quarterback to my liking, he's a little thin. The body type is not typically what you're looking for. So he got that going, but you can't say that he's not throwing the ball. You can't really say he can't throw the ball. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why they're literally saying this. In his first season, yes, he could have struggled mightily, to say the least. And it was mainly because of throwing style, throwing time. He was having a hard time going through progressions because he's got even less time to throw the ball than he did use at Louisville. I guess it was he thought it was a good fit because he had to run for his life at Louisville as well. Running for your life in college and running for your life in the NFL is a little different. You know what I mean? If you don't run for your life in the NFL, when you get hit, you might have your neck broke when you get up. You know, it's different. It's very different. When you play against bad teams, they may mop you up, and you'll be leaving the field on a cart. It's different. He had to learn that. And you know what's crazy? As much as he struggled throwing the ball and being accurate in his rookie season, they still went to the postseason. They hadn't been to the postseason in 3 years. Before that, they still went to the postseason. Every single year after that, he's gotten better. His MVP year was not the best year he had throwing the ball. It was last season. Throwing the ball. Because he's putting it right in the pocket. You know, there were no receivers on. Shout out to Willie Snead. But Snead was not getting proper separation in order to go and make any vernacular catches. It's not like he was getting separation to go and do that. Nobody broke open. There was nobody breaking open. And there's no Hollywood Brown no more. Hollywood Brown is in Arizona last year. So it's Snead, Mark Andrews, and everybody else is goddamn NA. You know what I mean? Or shit. UI. Unidentified, bro. Like, I don't know who everybody else was out there keeping a band with you. You know what I mean? Man, 2,300 yards. You know what I'm saying? Dude played 12 games and he got 17 touchdowns and 7 turnovers. You know, and he got that. He's throwing at 66%. You can't make this up. That's improvement. He's putting the ball right there where only his guy can catch it. It don't got to be pretty. See, that's what the media and everybody else got to understand. It don't have to be pretty. It does not have to be pretty. Every guy does not throw the ball pretty. You know what I mean? Everybody can't have a pretty release and make it look all magical and theatrical and all that. That ain't really everybody's thing, man. That's guys like Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? I think Mahomes, yeah, he's one of those dudes, and he's gonna make it look about as flashy and as glamorous as you can make it. You know, that's his game. That's not everybody's game, though. There are guys like Tom. He ain't doing nothing flashy back there, bro. He's dropping back, he's making his reads, and he gonna put that thing where it's supposed to be. It don't got to be pretty. You know what I'm talking about? That's how he's gonna play it. You know, cats like my guy Joe Flacco. Joe was in his prime, man. He wasn't doing nothing flashy. You drop back, you know, I'll do my read. I'm putting the ball where my guy can either get it or nobody catches it. And that's all you can ask because your completion percentage is going to be where it's supposed to be. Turnovers will be cut to a minimum. That's it. That's all you can ask for from a quarterback. The quarterbacks, because the media, again, propaganda. People expect too much from them. You can't. All they're doing is trying to score points. That's it. Trying to score points. How do you try and score points? You got to get down the field. How do you get down the field? You can run the ball, of course. But most teams throw it. How you throw it? You got to drop back, make reads. You got to get separation, or they're just going to have underneath. They can dump. They can duck. You know? Pick your poison, though. It doesn't matter. Get the job done. That's what the NFL's getting away from. NFL's getting away from to get the job done. The NFL's getting away. Now the NFL is getting the job done a certain way kind of league. Like, it has to be a certain kind of story. It's got to be a certain kind of scenario. The players got to have this kind of background. It's foolishness. It's a mockery of our game. You know what I mean? It's a mockery of our game. Get the damn job done. It's supposed to be about winning. It's supposed to be about competitiveness. It's supposed to be about making sure you maintain your reputation as the most competitive league for your sport in the world. That's what I thought it's about for a company like the NFL. What do you get out of these personal games, these narrative games